Special wedding parties here.
Okay.
Can also happen. The floor on which we walk is made of wood.
Okay.
Because at the time of the emperor, they came in with the horse carriages. And so to avoid the noise of the horseshoes, they used the horse carriages.
Okay.
I should just show you quickly from here the garden side. Here you can still take pictures if you want. But once we're inside, it's not allowed to take pictures.
Oh.
So here we have the rest from the old medieval castle. There was a small castle here before the Turks came. The Turks, the Muslims, they tried twice to conquer Europe in 1529 and in 1683. They conquered twice Europe, or they tried to conquer Europe, and then they built this huge palace here. And the most important lady was Maria Theresa. I will tell you a little bit about her immediately. She had 16 children in only 20 years, so she was constantly pregnant, and she commissioned this palace. And
she had 16 children?
16 children in 20 years, so she was always feeling hot. She was pregnant so often, and she had her rooms here downstairs, as it was cooler here close
to have
to
like
the garden.
20? Like 16 children by 20 years?
It's possible,
Okay.
And so here the garden is not 100% ready because it's still early, but it's coming. You see the leaves on the trees are coming slowly. People living close by, they come also over for a walk or for jogging, for doing some sports.
Okay, what is that?
On top of the hill, this is called the Gloriette, a building of glory. And the Gloriette was built after one battle against the Germans, against the Prussians. And Maria Theresa used to go out with a horse carriage and have her breakfast there. And today it's a restaurant and a cafe. Restaurant and cafe. And there's normally a fountain, but the fountain is not on now. But normally water is coming out there also. And
so do we
it's
go
called
there as well, right on top?
This would take a little bit of time. I mean, we can, basically in the garden, you can walk around also and make a long walk or a short walk. We'll see how we feel after the inside visit. The important thing is now the inside visit and the market afterwards. And if you want, we can have also a short tour in the gardens.
Sure.
It's not 100% yet because the spring just started, so not all the flowers are.
And I can see a lot of excitement for Easter.
And here?
So?
Here you can see Maria Theresa. This is the Habsburg trade, just to know what we are talking about, which period. Maria Theresa, she had those 16 children. One of her daughters, the most famous, was Marie Antoinette. That's here. She married the future king of France, Louis XVI.
Okay.
And she was then beheaded after the French Revolution.
She was beheaded. Why was that?
Yes, because she was a member of the upper class of the monarchs, of the king.
Okay.
She was the queen, and that's big history in Europe. And after the French Revolution, they wanted to people rule and not a few people of the nobility, because they had a lot of luxury and the others were very poor. And there was no middle class, or nearly no middle class at the time. Like in India also today, there's very little middle class and lots of really rich and lots of really poor people. That caused the French Revolution. Just history-wise, quickly, there was the Emperor of France. He was the grandchild of Maria Theresa, and he was already the grandfather of another famous emperor called Francis Joseph. He was married to Elizabeth in Bayern. Sissi was her name, her nickname Sissi. And this Sissi, she had 4 children. Rudolph was the male, the only male. He committed suicide with his mistress in a hunting lodge. So there was nobody for succession to the throne. She was very famous also because of her beauty. So they shot the famous film about her life. It's a trilogy, the Sissi movies with the famous actress Romy Schneider, but that was in the 1950s and 1960s.
Oh, there was a movie made on these?
Yes, on this story. It's a love story.
Only their story or the entire?
Their story. Others. There were also other movies made about Maria Theresa and so on, of course. So he married his daughter Marie-Louise with Napoleon to make also peace with the French, because they married with the enemies to make peace with the enemies. Yeah, that was this political strategy. And here we have done here. The next emperor was the next archduke who should succeed was Francis Ferdinand, but he was shot in Sarajevo in 1914, which was the beginning of the First World War. Yeah? So he was the nephew of Francis Joseph. He was shot in 1914. Francis Joseph was the longest ruling emperor. He ruled
that's a really long time, from
86
to
years.
1916.
Yeah, he ruled 68 years. And after his death in the age of 86, his grandnephew succeeded, and he was definitely the last emperor. He ruled only for 2 years until 1918.
Who was the last one?
That was the last one.
And what about after that?
Then there was no more monarchy. The republic was proclaimed. So parliament, republic, no more monarchy. Yeah? So since then, there's no more imperial family, no more monarchy. Yeah. Okay. Good.
So who is Franz Stefan?
Franz? Yeah,
Stefan.
Franz Stefan. He was the husband of Maria Theresa. They had 16 children together. Yeah. He was the husband. He was also her cousin. So they married among cousins and family members also at the time. So they were cousins.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Maria Theresa was.
She was the Queen of Hungary, the Queen of Bohemia, which is a part of Czech Republic today, Archduchess of Austria, and her husband was crowned as the emperor of that Holy Roman Empire of German nation. It's a lot of history. We just sum it up and make a little summary, just more or less what we are talking about.
Okay.
And now we go inside. Yeah?
Let's
and
go
inside. We are not allowed to film or to take pictures. So here we have now the tapestry rooms. We have tapestries from Brussels, from the also 18th century, from the Baroque. We have here also the chairs which are covered with the tapestries. Here they cut like hidden doors over there. You can see those doors. You could go inside, and inside there are those corridors used by the servants who didn't come through the main entrances.
Oh, yeah. Okay. And this is?
This is the study of Francis Joseph's mother. Here you see how the servants came in. Yeah. This is 19th century. Here you see Francis Joseph when he became already an emperor when he was only 18 years old. Yeah, and then he ruled for 68 years. Yeah. He was the longest ruling emperor in the world. And there we have a little game here. Yeah, this is, if you watch this shoe of the Emperor Francis, who was Francis Joseph's grandfather, the point of the shoe is moving with us. If you walk from the left to the right side and you keep on watching the shoe, you see it's an optical illusion, and the point is turning with us.
Point is turning.
Yes. So that was Francis Joseph's grandfather, the Emperor Francis. And from here we have a lovely view to the garden. This is the Crown Prince garden.
Crown Prince.
Crown Prince garden, because below us there's the rooms of Crown Prince Rudolph, and he had this lovely view here. It's a French garden with all the symmetries. And if it gets warmer, then definitely they will bring also in boxes. They will bring also lemon trees and orange trees in boxes. Yeah, so the garden basically for free, but here you pay some entrance fee just for this special garden. And now we'll see the bed of Maria Theresa.
Who is she?
She's the wife of him, and he was the firstborn son of the Emperor Francis, but he abdicated in favor of Francis Joseph. So he retired and he couldn't have children with his wife. He was a little bit sick, yeah, he was an epileptic, and so he retired pretty young, and since his children succeeded. And here we have now this throne bed of Maria Theresa. Yeah, here you see Maria Theresa. Yeah, this is a throne bed.
She used to sleep here?
Yeah, it was a working bed also. So because she was pregnant all the time, you know, so she couldn't stand when she was pregnant a long time. So she could lengthen out, be comfortable, and receive her ministers to talk about politics. And it's a beautiful artwork from Brussels, from Belgium.
I mean, yeah, it looks nice.
Century. It's a gold and silver thread.
It looks nice, but it must be so uncomfortable while sleeping.
Yeah, well, this is just a cover of it. It was a throne bed. It was like a working bed, like I just said. Yeah, so and it stood before in the Winter Palace, yeah, and they used it to receive also ministers, and because she couldn't stand a long time when she was pregnant, so she could bring herself into a comfortable position, and it's has a high value. That's why it's covered here to keep the special climate inside. Yeah, and this is Maria Theresa. This 11 of the children. 2 were born then, and 3 had passed away already. Yeah. So her husband, it's interesting, look at the hands. Her husband is pointing at her, and she's pointing at herself. Yeah, I'm the boss. Yeah, I'm the boss. And her husband says, my wife is the boss. Yeah, because she was the daughter of the emperor, and the boys who succeeded, they're standing beside her and not beside the father. Yeah? Then they have the little dogs also. So they.
But was she all black, like she pointing towards herself?
Yes, because she was politically speaking more important than the husband. Yeah?
But she can be just posing.
Well, but in this case it's pretty clear. Yeah, there's a lot of language behind, as I just explained. Also, with the boys standing beside the mother, yeah, and not beside the father, yeah, and also the father on purpose, yeah, is showing, pointing at her. It's because she was really the daughter of the imperial family. Yeah? And she had more power than him. Yeah, she was more powerful. Yeah, but this is the most famous family portrait. This was the most important nanny of Maria Theresa. So she was her nanny and the nanny of all her 16 children. So Maria Theresa really loved her a lot, and she said she must be also with us after her death. And she's the only exception buried next to Maria Theresa in the crypt. And paint eggs, yeah. The weekend, of course, is much more crowded. The weather is good.